Welcome to the Shelf Learner, educating myself with the books from my shelf. Welcome to another segment of Syntopical Snacks, where you get broccoli and Brussels sprouts for the brain. In this episode, we're going to discuss the 2 signs of a mature syntopical reader. But for those who are new to the channel, very briefly, syntopical reading was made famous by Mortimer J. Adler in his book, How to Read a Book. And what it is basically is selecting a topic that you're interested or passionate about and selecting 2 or more books from different perspectives to gain a deeper understanding. So let's talk about an immature syntopical reading first, so that you can appreciate the 2 signs of a mature one. Well, immature syntopical reader is somebody who's applying it for the first time, or they're still fairly new at it, and they're very enthusiastic and excited about the things that they're learning, so much so that they can be overbearing to those who don't apply syntopical reading. Sometimes they can come across a little bit judgmental, and people obviously will become defensive, shut down mentally, or maybe they be standoffish. Let's be honest, most people don't apply syntopical reading because it takes a lot of work. And quite honest, many people just don't want to change. They're satisfied and comfortable in being in the position that they're in. But for those of you who do want to live a more transformative life, then syntopical reading is definitely the way to go. Okay, the first sign of a mature syntopical reader is that they ask questions. The master teacher over 2,000 years ago would ask open-ended questions to get people to think. It's a great way to inspire people to take ownership of their thinking and think things through so they can draw the right conclusion. For example, if you're having a conversation with somebody, you know that what they're saying is inaccurate, but just give them the respect, let them speak, or let them write out what they're feeling or thinking. And acknowledge it. Say, hey, I appreciate what you're saying. You're bringing up some very interesting points. And this is where asking the question gets them to think it all the way through. How did you draw that conclusion? And also follow up and say, hey, have you considered this perspective? If you considered this perspective, how would that change your viewpoint? This is kind of a trivial thing, but sometimes when I go shopping in a supermarket or something, there might be a toddler, a kid about the age of 3, 4, 5, having a terrible tantrum. And it seems like the mother or father is not able to keep the kid in control and get them to calm down. And I found this technique to be very helpful. You know, I'll go up to the kid and I'll say, oh, wow, those are some cool looking shoes. Where did you get those shoes? And like immediately they'll stop crying because I ask an open-ended question and they have to think. It's like they can't cry and think at the same time. And I said, wow, where did you get those shoes? I bet you can run real fast in those shoes. And then, most times, the kid starts crying and they'll start telling me where they got the shoes and they'll demonstrate, running around in circles and see how fast they can run, just by asking an open-ended question. And this is what you can do with people who may not share the same viewpoint as you. It's a great way to build friendships and to discover things that you may not even know yourself. And the second thing of a mature syntopical reader is to be salty. There's a saying that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But the secret is you can give it some salt to make it thirsty and it'll want to drink. The master teacher over 2,000 years ago says that we ought to be the salt and the light of the world. So when we are the salt, we model the things that we learn, whether it's in mind, body, and spirit. Let's take fitness and health, for example. Instead of preaching about eating right and working out and so forth, live it yourself, and when your health improves, people will see it. And after a while, they might get tired of some of the choices they make and want to adopt some of the things that you're doing. So, basically, just to wrap this up, The two signs of a mature syntopical reader. Number one is to ask open-ended questions, get people to think, and ask them how they were able to draw their conclusion. Number two is to be salty, is to actually apply and model the things that you would like to see modeled in other people. I hope this inspires you to pursue syntopical reading. Check out the book, How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler, so that you can live a transformative life. And of course, make it a great day.